2019 Asian Qualifiers, and it's the Group B game between Chinese Taipei and the Philippines. Well, every single game in these qualifiers is important. Remember that. Japan right now underway against Australia, and all four of these teams will again play on July 2nd. Chinese Taipei hosting Japan. Who knows? That could be a game that determines who progresses to that next round, the second round. Right now, Chinese Taipei having won the first game against Japan by a single point. So if Chinese Taipei can get a win today against the Philippines, that would obviously could end up putting them in the second round, depending obviously on what happens with Japan's game against Australia. And that is a tight one. So right now, all to play for. And coming into this third window, of course, every single team around the world was still in contention for a spot in the second round. And that's great for international basketball. Of course, following yesterday's play and last night's play, some more teams have actually booked their places in the second round, and some other teams have fallen out of contention. But our focus is on Asia. And clearly the World Cup qualifiers have been a big success in Asia, and places like Taipei, Japan, the Philippines, Australia, you name it, New Zealand, everywhere the fans have been coming out to watch the national teams, and that is no surprise. That's why this whole system was set up, was to give these people right here a chance to come out and enjoy that patriotic fervor that accompanies the national team, and they can come out and watch their favorite team. And this arena right here, these Chinese Taipei fans will tell you, this is our house. So you need to make sure that when you come in to an arena like this, you better be ready to play, because not only are the players going to be extra charged up, but the fans who are so eager to come to these games, so hoping that their team can make it to next year's 32-team World Cup in China, they are going to be fired up as well. So Chinese Taipei and the Philippines just several minutes away from getting started, and this, again, is a very, very exciting time for everybody involved. The Philippines have had a great campaign so far. Their only loss coming against Australia, and having played at the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup, they got a taste of it, and they want to make sure that they are back. But Chinese Taipei are a dangerous team, and it'll be interesting to see how much, if at all, their confidence has grown following their win over Japan. So Chinese Taipei, with this home court backing, and also the fact that the first time that they played against the Philippines in the Philippines, that was a very close game, and they gave them everything they wanted and more. And I dare say that Gilas Filipinas were happy when that game was over, because they had been in a real battle. The Philippines won that game back on November 27th in Manila, 90-83. So the stakes are high. Chinese Taipei have taken a step forward by getting that first win, and they are ready to come out and really put on a show for the home crowd. So right now we're going to have a pause for the playing of the national anthems.
下面请曾经是篮球运动员的最正男生郑浩璇领唱中华台北奥委会会歌。Now, the angel of Chinese Taipei Olympic Committee, please welcome the sports singer, Mr. 郑浩璇。
川壮丽，五禅丰隆，炎黄虚中，东亚称雄。无自暴自弃，无故不自封，光我民族，促进大同。长夜未见，缅怀祖先烈，胸称土地，莫图进攻。同心同德，贯彻始终，青天白日满地红。同心同德，贯彻始终，青天白日满地红。
谢谢郑浩璇，请坐 ，Please be seated. The both team to shake hands， 双方球员相互
Well, the
握手
national
并交
anthems
换
have
纪
been
念品。
played. Everybody's charged up. Players
下
greeting
面介
each
绍
other
本场比
mid-court.
赛执法了3位国际裁判。
And,
The referee for the game, they
I have a
are
feeling we're going to take a
coaches
look at the
Mr. Labahar
three
Mojayi
adjudicators, the
from
three
Lebanon.
referees,
第一检裁
a
员
man
first umpire,
who are
Mr.
going to be
Cody Marvan
on the
from
whistle
Indonesia.
watching
第二
this
检裁
game
员 second
unfold.
umpire,
And what a
Mr.
crew it is today.
Mongmi
Rabah
from
Nushaim,
Thailand.
Budi Marfan, and
继续代
Frida
表的 FIBA
Muangmi,
Commissioner, Mr. Ibnu Susilo from
Lebanon,
Indonesia.
Indonesia, and Thailand.
距离比赛开始
So-
还有3分钟。
It's a heavyweight crew, and they are ready to rock and roll. What an honor it is for these guys to be able to come out and do World Cup qualifiers. It's just several days of sheer intensity, excitement, you name it. The stakes, again, are so high. Every single game counts, folks. Don't forget, all wins carry over to the second round. So, the Philippines. Romeo is back. Gabe Norwood, the veteran Castro is there. Calvin Abueva, Andre Blatch, all the way down that list. It is a good team. Gabe Norwood, Castro, Blatch, Aguilar, and Matthew Wright. That is a heavyweight starting five, if ever you have seen one. This is an experienced starting five. Obviously, Blatch is going to get his shots. He's a naturalized player, made a huge splash for this team when they played at the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup. He's had some highs and lows with him, but they will still want the ball in his hands a lot. Cho up at the top is big time. Number 8, Cho as well. Chin at number 9. Keep an eye. Again, they will go deep with the Chinese Taipei roster. But Singh, Quincy Davis, you have to talk about his abilities to get out and score and rebound. So interesting, perhaps this Chinese Taipei lineup, starting lineup, in fact, that number 1, Cho Yi Hixiang, is not in the starting lineup, but he will come off the bench. He's a very explosive player. There's Castro.
Jason Castro Sweden, 11号 number 11 Andre Blatch, 25号 number 35 Jepes Aguilar,
And Vincent Reyes,
35号
son of
Matthew
Chop
Wright.
Reyes, the head
Starting
coach.
by our team Chinese Taipei 中华队先发5人名单，5号 number 5刘铮，6号 number 6杨敬敏，9号 number 9陈盈俊，50号 number 50 Quincy Davis and number 76 76号曾文鼎。
There's Cho, the head coach of Chinese Taipei.
好，观众朋友们，本场比赛开始，现在请举起你的双手，跟着音乐节拍一起拍手。让他往右边走。Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together.
So we're just minutes away from the start Rays as the head coach, and he will be calling the shots. So welcome, folks, to Taipei, where Chinese Taipei are taking on the Philippines. And Gabe Norwood reached in, called for an early foul before liftoff. So a quick trip to the game, to the line for Chinese Taipei. So Yang makes the first and also makes the second. So Yang Chen-min draws that early foul, and now some full court pressure as this Chinese Taipei team trying to ride the emotion of being at home here. Castro pulls up and misses with his first attempt. Quincy Davis, oh, he would have liked his chances on that one, but for some reason was a little bit weak. And Blatch grabbed the rebound. Norwood over to Blatch. Blatch puts it on the deck, and like a layup drill, just goes right to the rim. Yang for three, go! Well, everybody talking about that next game being a potential decider for Chinese Taipei, but how about Castro exploding down the court and into the lane for the layup? So 2 layups for the Philippines. There's Chat Rays pacing the sidelines for the Philippines. So he is here coaching his team today. Vincent Chat Rays, and quick answer again for Chinese Taipei. And that was Chen Ying Chun. Now Blatch. So Chinese Taipei extending the defense, and Tseng Wen Ting is called for the foul. Blatch going up against him right now. Tseng trying to get another one. Little step back fadeaway, and the ball goes out of bounds. Aguilar. Got to watch him. He can get up, block some shots. On the other end, here, keep an eye on Wright as well. He's an excellent shooter, but it's going to be Blatch who gets swatted by Quincy Davis. Oh, thought I saw a shuffle there from Tseng. And well read from Norwood, intercepts the pass. And then interception for Chinese Taipei. And perhaps wisely, Liu King brings it back out. Here's Liu. And Quincy Davis there for the offensive rebound and putback. 9-4, Chinese Taipei. Pouring in the points early. Right. He gets in the lane. Hands it off. Aguilar misses. And only a lot of blue shirts underneath the rim. And that will not make Chat Rays happy at all. Chinese Taipei spreading the court, trying to create some space. Oh, the ball just fell out of Liu's hands into the hands of Norwood. Now Castro. Over to Wright, and Wright doesn't get any love from the rim. Aguilar had the ball, just fumbled it away. What is going on out there? The jump shot from Yang. He has started like a house on fire. Boy, he has come to play today. Yang is playing all world. He wants to carry his team into the second round. Castro with the left hand misses. Blatch, offensive rebound, misses with a putback. And then Castro, when the ball fell to him, he was standing out of bounds. Boy, this is one excited crowd. Now Quincy Davis turns, goes up, strong, and he drew the foul. So he will go to the line. Junmar Fajardo, who's checked into the game, picks up the personal. He just spun on him. And Quincy Davis, Quincy Spencer Davis, taking on a couple of twin towers there, really, and Fajardo and Blatch. And this is his first free throw. He came in shooting 66.7% at the free throw line. 12 of 18. And he makes 1 of 2. They couldn't have asked for a better start. Chinese Taipei, remember, going for their second win in the qualifiers, seeing out guarding Blatch, former NBA big man Blatch. Here's Castro. Over to Blatch. Now Wright hands it off to Fajardo. And shot clock expired. Another jump shot, no good. This time Blatch with the rebound. And the jump shot, no good. Now Yang has it in the open floor, crosses midcourt, bounce pass. Liu had it knocked out of his hands by Castro. Pass to Fajardo from Blatch. Oh, Fajardo was right at the rim. He missed it. Nobody in his way. And now the pass to Quincy Davis. Singh has it. And boy, the Philippines it's like they're running in place. They're not getting anywhere. Three-pointer shot is no good, and Fajardo chases down the rebound. Castro. Boy, the pace is fast. Castro with a little runner. Maybe that'll settle the Philippines down. Davis turns, scores. Well, if they could get Davis going offensively, that would be huge. He played very well in the first meeting between these teams. Three-pointer rattles in, and that's more like it. Castro picking it up. Now the defense picks up his man in midcourt. 3.5 minutes to go. It's a 5-point lead for Chinese Taipei. And the ball goes out of bounds. A little bit of a mistake from Yang, but the way he's played, they won't bother him. Is he going to come out and take a breather? I think they got to leave him in. In that first meeting, Davis had 20 points and 9 rebounds. And now, a charge. Romeo, meanwhile, has checked in the game as well for the Philippines. And Castro taking issue. They say could be a harsh call. And he kind of bumped into him with his forearm. Jump shot no good. Ball to the corner. Abueva open. Abueva getting his first action. Pagoy also checking in. He misses from deep. Davis has it. Open floor. Goes in. Well, maybe should have stopped. And gone up off 2 feet. Bank it in off the glass, so Pagoy has got a lot of offense and is already showing it. Sang from deep. That's a three-pointer. There's Blatch driving in, drawing the foul. There's Cho. So Cho will bring the offense. Boy, you got to really tip your hat to Singh. He had a nice impact on the game out there. I think alleviating some of the pressure on Davis, who obviously is the big starting center and the pivot. But now with him out, a little bit more pressure perhaps on Davis. You see him running up the floor. Could be that we'll see Singh come back in shortly. Here's Davis, sets the pick, stays back, and a little runner. And boy, when it's not going well, it's not going well. And right now, the Philippines struggling just for the basics. So to hold on to the ball. Now the pass, good play from Pagoy just to reach up. And now he's going to attack the basket. No, he's going to bring it back out to Abueva. Inside to Fajardo. And he doesn't finish, so he goes to the line. So Fajardo at least makes the first free throw. He's got to finish that shot, though. He's had a difficult start to the game underneath the basket. And makes the second one. But I tell you what, you gotta love the Filipino fans. I mean, they have to be among the best in international basketball. The way they support their team. And you see some Filipino fans here as well. There's Cho. Cho wants to put on a show. It passes out. Shot clock winding down. The ball stolen by Romeo. He's at midcourt. He's decides to pull up. Now he's behind the arc. Hands it off to Blatch. Blatch spins, puts it on. Put it on the highlight reel. What a move from Andre Blatch. There's a man that wanted to be a point guard. He's very comfortable putting the ball on the deck, Andre Blatch. Final seconds here, ticking off the clock. And I think the fans maybe didn't do the team a favor, but in the end, they still get the offensive rebound and putback. And the question is, did the shot before hit the rim? Are they going to count that? They'll go over and look at it. They'll look at the replay. Indeed, I think they are going to count it. The crowd started counting down, and it looked like Chinese Taipei panicked and put up an early shot. But they still got the offensive rebound and scored with the putback.
Kiss cam， 跟对方亲一下吧，哎，不错不错不错，非常好。感谢观众朋友们今天来支持中华队，希望做最佳第6人。被拍到的话不要吝啬，旁边呢一起亲了比啦，亲下去。看看大荧幕，大方一点啦。不要客气，观众朋友们，你们都是中华队的最佳第6人球迷，被拍到的话，不要害羞嘛。
So at the end of one, Chinese Taipei, in fact, I'm wondering now if they have counted that last basket. It's been a thrilling start to this game. Chinese Taipei came out and went on top by as many as 7 points. Looking at the official monitor, well, no, they have counted it on the graphic, but for some reason, the official stats that I have not updated it, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Long shot, no good. Quincy Davis catches it. Outlet pass, three-pointer! 22-16. Well, we'll go with the graphic for now and say that they did count that last basket. So 22-16. Inside it goes, and the basket is good by Fajardo. Long jump shot is good. Another one for Chinese Taipei. They're coming out being streaky today. That was a 3, so that takes the lead up to 25-18. Ball goes down on the deck. Now Chen has it. Over to Singh, who's back into the game. Liu over to Singh for 3. Off the back of the iron, but then the easy rebound and the putback for Chinese Taipei. And Chen was at the right place at the right time. Philippines just kind of standing around under the glass. And the lead now has ballooned to 9 points. Romeo gives it to Fajardo, and he scores and will also go to the line. Fajardo converts the 3-point play, so that takes it to 27-21. Long three-pointer, Chinese Taipei, and that one released by Liu Qingju, and the lead goes to 30-21. And the miss and the follow. Three-pointer, nope, this time in the offensive rebound, the defensive rebound taken by the Philippines, and they get out quickly. Romeo hits the 3. So Chinese Taipei called timeout. They want to talk about this. Still trying to get confirmation on the score. Live latest update that we have here in the arena is 30-24. Well, it has been an absolute electric start to this Asian qualifier here. You see Chat Ray's turning around and talking to his assistant. This Chin, well, he was open. They're going to dump it down low. Oh, and the young man is rejected. Chen Kwang Chuang rejected by Andre Blatch. Chen says, "This is my house." But Blatch says, "I don't care. I'm sending it out of here." Shot clock winding down to 3. Quincy Davis has to put it up. He's not going to get it off in time. He just got absolutely dominated on that play by Blatch. And the Philippines got a layup out of it. Excellent play by Blatch. Three-point attempt. That's a deep one. Oh! The bank is open. Cho makes a deposit from long range. 33-26. So it is 33-26, and Romeo with the drive reduces that deficit back to 5 points. Well, Chen took on Blatch again. Quincy Davis came flying in to keep the ball alive, but the ball went out of bounds and goes back over to the visitors. Blatch laying down his marker right now that he's going to be the main man in this game. And now with Jason Castro William coming back, we have to wonder maybe if there might be a little bit of a momentum shift. And a three-pointer for the Philippines now reduces the deficit even more to just 2 points. That was Jeff Rosario, who also scored the previous trip down on that layup. Yang being guarded by Norwood. Yang had that electric start, and now Blatch reaches in. Looked like he picked it clean. He's got the ball. He's just going to hand it off. Blatch just loves playing in these games, doesn't he? You can see it. He's just going out for a good run, isn't he? That's why they like him down in the Philippines. And excellent defense from Norwood. And now they're going to call a foul on Norwood. There was just a little bit of a nudge right at the end. It looked like Yang was trying to box out Norwood, so he couldn't get to the ball. So 2 fouls on Norwood. And Quincy Davis now fouled to reach from behind by Rosario. So that's 3 fouls on the Philippines. 4:42 remaining here in the second quarter. They're going to call that a foul every time. Chen over to Davis, and the ball just would not go down. Now quickly to Romeo. Ball stays out. That would have put the Philippines in front. Yang almost turned it over. Cho tries to get to Davis. Now the Philippines have numbers. Castro mid-court. Bounce pass Romeo. Tie game. That was not a good sequence at all by Chinese Taipei. Chen. Now Cho wide open on the wing. Three-pointer. Late in the shot clock as well. Boy, that was excellent execution. Castro William starting to shake and bake. Castro not able to knock it in. Cho takes the bump. That is team foul number. Okay, that is team foul number 3 on the Philippines. Excuse me. I thought the previous one was the 3rd. The timeout. Boy, we need a timeout to catch our breath. You can see Chot Ray's going out in the court, telling the referees he thinks his guys are getting hit while they're shooting the ball, specifically Romeo. This is the Chinese Taipei bench.
我这个打到呆门去，但是我要做一个小状况哦。Q 到这边来 ，Q 到这边来哦。这个地方来做哦。我准备加这个地方。阿米，像这个地方，在做呆门的时候哈，这边阿米来做接球，接球完了合成，假装一个 pick and roll， 来哦 ，Q， One man go pick for you，Let's go，Q， 了解吗？
Well, Lu Qingju has 9 points to lead the way for Chinese Taipei. Yang Chenmin obviously had that great start. He's got 7 points. So far, the Philippines have done a decent job on Quincy Spencer Davis III. Just 5 points, but he does have 4 rebounds as well. Where Chinese Taipei have really done well is hit 7 of 13 from three-point range. And that was an alley-oop pass that Quincy Davis couldn't flush, and then Blatch drives the other way. And you can see the distinct advantage that the Philippines seem to have when they attack the basket. Certainly with Blatch, nobody's coming close to stopping him. Somebody needs to step in front of the big man and take the charge. Well, they need to keep the ball out of his hands. Quincy Davis. Shot clock winding down. Boy, Quincy Davis just held on to that way too long. Here's Blatch again. Oh. I think he may have gotten away with one there. Looked like he raised his arm to clear out. And the Philippines have taken the lead. Less than 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Clearly, Blatch relished the challenge of going up against Quincy Davis today. He's kind of almost making a point. It's like, you might have all the big stats, but I'm Andre Blatch. Look at that. I thought they might have called that one. He didn't really barge into him, but certainly led with his forearm. To be fair to Quincy Spencer Davis, he doesn't complain. He just gets on with it. Cho comes out. Lu back in the game, number 13. And Cho, number 8. Yang takes the hit when he goes up, trying to get the foul. Wasn't called. Now Castro. And the Philippines extend their lead now, 39-36. Layup no good. The follow no good. Oh, Cho should have had that. Now Castro. Pagoy. Pagoy's the boys. The 5-point lead. The Philippines. 1.5 minutes remaining. Another timeout. Chinese Taipei have done so well in this first half, but the game is starting to get away from them here in the final couple of minutes. See the shooting. I mean, were it not for the three-point shooting for Chinese Taipei, they'd be in trouble if that were reversed and the Philippines were shooting better. Chinese Taipei will be acutely aware also of the other games that are going on. Of course, Japan, Australia playing right now. Both Japan and Chinese Taipei really feeling the sense of urgency to go out and get 2 wins in this third window. Because Japan have yet to win. They are 0-4 in the qualifiers, but actually leading Australia in the third quarter. Three-point attempt blocked. Excellent play. The follow blocked again by Blatch. Great defense by the Philippines. It was Aguilar, I think, who got the first block. Here he is. Look at this. He gets the hand up. Ooh. They've got a little wrist action on that. Now Wright called for the foul. This means free throws for Chinese Taipei because Philippines were over the limit. Not what you need when you're struggling. And makes 1 of 2. Aguilar in the corner. Romeo to Wright. All 4 guys out there on the perimeter for the Philippines can nail the 3, including Wright. He hits it. And that is a very difficult situation for the Philippines because even if you go out and guard them, those guys can blow past you. So you pick your poison, and they ended up hitting the three-pointer. Seven points the advantage. Liu has it. Has the ball knocked out of his hands. Blatch again in the open floor. Romeo. Blatch, 1 pass too many, trying to get it to Aguilar. Japeth Aguilar guarding Quincy Davis, doing a good job. One of the many who's had that task. Final seconds here in the fourth quarter. Toe drives in, passes it back out. 2 on the shot clock. They've got to launch it. And Philippines are going to have about 2.5 seconds to get something here right at the end. So the Philippines will call the timeout. Shot raise. Well, they certainly had their struggles in this first half, but here they are up 7 and with possession with 2.5 seconds remaining in this first half. So worrying times. Will the Philippines get something here right at the end? What was Romeo doing? He waited too long. No, that was not well executed at all. So the teams will go to halftime. Philippines leading it by 7 points here at Chinese Taipei. Well, Philippines certainly always one of the more entertaining bunches to watch. And even though they couldn't get it going early, it was the likes of Yang of Chinese Taipei who was hitting from everywhere. And it seemed to be contagious with his teammates, as they went out and started dropping some bombs as well. Liu Cheng hasn't really rubbed off on Quincy Davis yet. Cho. Eventually the Philippines got it going with Castro, but especially with Blatch. That was Quincy Davis, and it was only field goals. For a while there, it looked like it might be Chinese Taipei's day. They went up by 7 points, but Philippines came charging back and have taken a 7-point lead at halftime. Chinese Taipei actually led by as many as 9 points. But for the Philippines, leading the way is Blatch and Castro. Each has 9 points. 7 points for Fajardo, 7 for Romeo, 5 for Jeff Rosario, who hit that three-pointer. So he's made the most of his minutes. And 10 points from Liu Qingju is leading the way for Chinese Taipei. So we are at halftime, and it's the Philippines who are on top 44-37, and we'll be right back for the second half.
最热烈的掌声，谢谢 Ed Girl。
Yeah， 这首歌我要献给一个全世界最麻烦的人。每当我在开车，你总会问我到底在哪里，有没有在想你，爱有没有在爱你，还问我如果我妈和你又掉进
观众朋友们，我们 Ed Girl 手上了今天的赠品，送给观众朋友们。中华队的球迷在哪里？让我听到你的声音。
你说还想再听，就想你，我爱你，对不起啊，你赢。
感谢观众朋友们来支持我们的中华队，做我们的最佳第6人。今天准备了非常多的赠品来回馈给中华队的球迷朋友们。还没送完。
Sorry， 闹分手回家去，然后又再来问我有没有在想你。好想你，好想你，好想你，好想你，好想你，是真的真的好想你。
Well, 44-37, Philippines are on top here at Chinese Taipei, and looking to get another priceless win as they try to clinch a spot in the 32-team FIBA Basketball World Cup. Of course, we are in the first round, the first phase, and after this, teams will go into the second round, and those games will be played in September. So these players, after having long seasons playing the sport they love and earning a good living, after this window, they'll be able to take a holiday, take a break, and then get ready for September. Once that time comes, and then get back into their club season. As the Philippines know already, they will be in the second round. Chinese Taipei do not, and they came out with the right approach today. They took an early lead. They in fact went up by as many as 9 points, but Andre Blatch especially, in my opinion, as well as Romeo and later on Castro, William, and then as a team overall defensively, the Philippines picked it up and ended up taking a 44-37 lead to halftime. Now there's 20 minutes to go. Philippines still have a lot of work to do to get a win here in hostile territory. There's Chat Reyes wearing the Navy shirt and giving his charges some words of wisdom. In other words, let's get the win, guys. Come on. Let's concentrate. Let's defend. Let's pass the ball. Let's do the things that we talk about in practice. There's a lot of continuity in this Philippines team. They didn't do as well at the FIBA Asia Cup last year, I think, as they had hoped they would. They just came up well short. So, you know, they went into the FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers under a little bit of pressure. So far, they've done pretty well, losing just once at Australia. The question is now, can they get another win at Chinese Taipei, the Chinese Taipei team that actually played them very tough in the first qualifier back in November. If you haven't done so already, folks, make sure you get the FIBA Basketball World Cup app in your phone, and that way you can keep up with the latest scores, stats, feature interviews, fixtures, you name it. It's all there. Videos. It's one thing that's really popular. They do a great job is putting videos, whether it's on worldcup.basketball, YouTube, the FIBA YouTube channel, or on the app. So second half action underway. And starting things off, Yang with the long three, and Liu keeps the ball alive. Ball goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Chinese Taipei. Quincy Davis trying to get active, going right at Blatch. And I think Davis knows he needs to pick it up a little bit for his team to have a chance. And Blatch is like, what's going on here? First, we don't get the call with the ball going out of bounds, and now Blatch has been hit with a foul. And they're giving him 2 shots as well. In fact, they're saying it was an unsportsmanlike foul. Let me see here. Okay, no, it was not an unsportsmanlike. It was just a shooting foul. So the 2 free throws, and persistence pays off for Gilas, for Chinese Taipei against Gilas. Davis now 7 points, and perhaps the coach said, Quincy, we need you to pick it up a bit. Look at that great block from Singh. Blatch had done all the hard work, made the beautiful pass. Looked like an easy 2, and then Singh came up with the rejection. After which he said, hashtag this is my house. Beautiful pass from him, and this time Quincy Spencer Davis, the 3rd, goes up for the dunk. just like that, they're trailing by 3. And now the full court pressure. And have they given the ball to Chinese Taipei? He made the motion like they had. Look at the pass from Singh. He's been great. No, Philippines have possession. Good play again by Singh, but Fajardo there picks up the loose ball and scores. Now Blatch reaches up, knocks the pass away. Blue bats it away as well, but right into the hands of Blatch. Pagoy picks up the rebound, misses. Oh, look at Chinese Taipei. Oh, they have done horrible in this possession. Philippines had 4 bites at the cherry. Chinese Taipei, you got to pick up the ball. Boy, that was a gift. The lead's going back to 7. Chin for 3. Fajardo with the rebound. Boy, that sequence last time down for the Philippines, you have to say that was a real momentum shifter. Now Fajardo spins, gets inside, and draws the foul from Singh. He faked the pass. Fajardo had that size advantage. There he is. Well, Singh doesn't like the foul, nor do the fans, but Fajardo did what you're supposed to do. You attack. So Singh picks up his foul and he has to go to the bench. He now has 4 fouls. That was a huge call, especially the way that he's been playing. 49-41 now is the score. And worryingly for Chinese Taipei fans is the fact that Japan are up on Australia still in the 4th quarter. 6 minutes remaining. Although that's a close game. Only makes 1 of 2 Fajardo. 5 of 7 from the line. The Philippines. Chinese Taipei 6 of 8. Yang. Shot clock winding down. Yang has it knocked out of his hands. I think it was Norwood. Now Norwood pulls up for 3. Good. Goodness me, on the break. And it's a double-digit lead now for the Philippines. 50-41. Yang puts it up. Oh, nice little jump half hook shot. Not sure how to describe that. Was, I think, impressive in that first meeting between these teams. Nice drive and basket by Castro. So many options on offense that the Philippines have, and sort of wearing down Chinese Taipei. It's the same shot again, and he scores. Maybe the best way to say it is that it's a little unorthodox. But if it goes in, that's all that matters. Castro, the baseline, they swing it. Blatch to Pagoy in the corner, drives, fakes, and puts it up off the glass and in. Well, that was good basketball by the Philippines. Oh, Blatch just stood his ground, got bowled over, no call. And Chin again, oh! And Quincy Spencer-Davis went up and turned it into an alley-oop pass. I thought it was going in. And Blatch looked at the referee as if to say, is that not offensive goal interference? But Davis now has 11 points. Fajardo on the baseline. Teams trading baskets right now. Davis for three, front and back of the rim, stays out. Blatch with the rebound. And then Castro explodes to the basket and takes it up to a 13-point lead. So Chinese Taipei were able to cut that deficit back to 3 points, but now the Philippines are in front by 13. Well, the turnovers haven't helped Chinese Taipei. 15 turnovers.
If they want to go to number 15,
25 rebounds for Chinese Taipei, 18 for Philippines. Interestingly, you know, that those turnovers, you talk about them being costly. Well, they have been. 19 points for the Philippines have come off of those 15 turnovers of Chinese Taipei. Meanwhile, Chinese Taipei have 4 points off the Filipino turnovers. And the Philippines haven't turned it over nearly as many times, just 4 times. And the foul called on, the ball knocks out of bounds. So Romeo is going to come back into the game. Was indeed, the foul was on Castro. Well, the good news for Chinese Taipei is we're only midway through the third quarter. The bad news is they've got a deficit to claw back. And Gabe Norwood has a couple of times now played excellent defense and come up with steals. And it looks like he may have almost traveled there. Now Davis playing defense on Blatch. And Blatch's pass into the corner easily picked off. Yang catches it after the interception. Gets it now outside the chin. They're desperate to get the ball to Quincy Davis, but he's clearly the #1 option offensively. And the Philippines are aware of that. Norwood now to Fajardo. Fajardo on the baseline to Romeo. He sneaks in and scores with a reverse layup. Out on the wing, Chen for 3. That's much better. Norwood over to Romeo. Romeo drifts in, over the shoulder pass to Fajardo. Philippines getting a lot of shots in and around the paint. Davis going to work on Blatch. And foul called on Blatch. Yang. Another foul called in the Philippines. That is foul number 4 on right. Nice jump hook inside from the young man Chin. Fajardo, boy, he has been tough, hasn't he? Turns, scores, and scores. Chin left wide open. Now that's more orthodox. I mean, his shot changed with that one from 3-point range, and boy, what a weapon he's turning out to be. They're leaving him wide open, and look at Fajardo. He's just dominating, isn't he? Boy, they can't stop Junmar Fajardo right now, folks. And that's the problem for Chinese Taipei, is that they have too many guys they have to stop. But look at Chin. Well, his play is just about keeping him in the game right now. Yang takes a seat. But Chin has become the real X factor here. And on the break, it's going to be Davis. And it's back into single digits. Long shot, no good, off the back of the iron. There's a chance for Chinese Taipei, all the momentum. Davis again, he's left wide open. Count it! And Chinese Taipei have clawed it back to 6 points. Boy, they look dead in the water, but they have come back strong. Norwood. Romeo, the final minute of the third quarter. Romeo gets in the lane. Open, Norwood, good. Boy, that was clutch. Cool, calm, and collected. He has been tough today on both ends of the floor. Davis again left open. And Romeo with the rebound. Philippines probably will hold it for 1. What an exciting third quarter this has turned out to be. It has really come to life. And good foul by Chinese Taipei. They had a few more fouls to give as well. Well, if you're Chinese Taipei, you don't want to give away an open shot, and you don't want to give anything close to the basket. But there is an art to using up your fouls at the end of the quarter, and part of that is having guys on the court that don't have any fouls. So time's ticking. You got to foul quickly. Oh no, they've left it with Wright. He's one of the best shooters. Oh boy, they dodged the bullet there. So the teams head to the bench, and Chinese Taipei have done an excellent job of battling back. Still, the Philippines lead it 68-60. So look at the numbers, folks. 10 threes for Chinese Taipei, 5 for the Philippines. So that three-point shot for Chinese Taipei has been huge, helping them stay within touch. Meanwhile, you can see with that two-point shooting, a lot of those shots for the Philippines are coming in that paint. I mean, they are 24 of 36. And Fajardo has been just unbelievable today. He's got 18 points. And I've really liked how Blatch has played as well. I mean, he's been unselfish. He's got 9 points, but look, he's got 8 rebounds. He's got 3 assists. He has turned the ball over a couple of times, but he's also got a few steals. Played almost 26 minutes. So he's trying not to be the show, but more of like one of the contributors today. And Romeo's come off the bench and scored 9 points. Castro has got 13 points. He's the team's second leading scorer. Haven't seen much of Abueva today, which is interesting. Abueva, kind of the enforcer of this team. He's played 4 minutes. Seconds left. Japan up on Australia 77-74. What a result that would be for Japanese basketball. And I'm not sure that's the result that Chinese Taipei will be looking for. Sets up a do-or-die game. Romeo looked like he had his foot on the line. No, he didn't. Three-pointer coming right out at the start of the quarter. So back in the game, number 1, Tseng with those 4 fouls. Cho, shot clock. Oh, thought he left his feet rather. Shot clock winding down. Ball falls to Davis. He goes up quickly. Oh, how did he not make that shot? He would have had a 3-point play opportunity. Blatch called for the foul. Oh no, it could have been actually Rosario. Yeah, it was Jeff Rosario who got him on the right arm, you could see quite clearly. That's why he didn't make the shot, obviously. And Davis playing a lot of minutes. Hasn't been very good at the free throw line today. He's 3 of 5 now. He had been pretty decent. Makes the second one. Now Romeo. Gets in, width the pass, and the basket is good. So Wright has got the right stuff again, and it's the Philippines that have come out and drilled a couple of three-pointers here at the start of the 4th quarter. Maybe they've saved all of theirs for the final frame. And that is a very tough pass. Well, a little bit of miscommunication there. Ball goes out of bounds and back over to the Philippines. So that was Chang who committed the turnover, the veteran. And to Blatch. And Yang committed the foul. And Blatch misses his first attempt. It's a 13-point lead. Remember, it was 8 points at the end of the 3rd quarter. Earlier in the game, Chinese Taipei led by 9 points. But it has been an exciting end-to-end affair. Cho absorbs the contact, follows, Sang not able to get away from Blatch. Sang has to be careful. He's got 4 fouls himself. And offensive foul called on Jeff Rosario. I like Rosario though. He's a good player. One perhaps that's going to be emerging here in the World Cup qualifiers. He's 26 years of age. Cho for 3. And he's got to hit that shot. He was open. Three-point attempt, no good, off the back of the iron. Chen pushes it quickly, lays it up and in. Boy, that was out of the top drawer. That is exactly what he needed to do. Japan have held on to win against Australia 79-78. So Chinese Taipei will not be glad when they find out that result, presumably. I guess their game was always going to be a do or die anyway against Japan getting into that second round, but remembering that every result counts. Chinese Taipei need to dig deep here and try to come back and beat the Philippines as they try to get to the World Cup. Philippines, meanwhile, trying to get their 4th win of the qualifiers. So now they've gone a little bit cold, and perhaps an opportunity for Chinese Taipei. Cho, three-pointer is good. Back to 8 points. 9 points, excuse me. 9 points to deficit. Cho's got that in his game. A little bit inconsistent, but certainly has got all the shots. That was Sang with the rebound, with the assist. Blatch shakes and bakes, and I think he charged. Or was he in the key way? Wow, that's a tough call against Chinese Taipei. And Blatch, potential three-point play. Teams go to the bench for a timeout. Chinese Taipei a little bit hot under the collar, trying to get some explanations about that last play and whether or not the basket counts. In fact, they are going to count the basket, and he will go to the line for a three-point play. So that is a tough sequence for Chinese Taipei.
This is all going to be defense. Make stop after stop after stop. And rebound, huh? Jump at your point, 45.
还是一样，远边的2个你要稍微要快一点。他在做平衡，在做切，就远边这2个人。
See the rebounding totals. Chinese Taipei doing a good job on the glass today. There have been moments, though, where a few times where the Philippines have dominated the glass and gotten 3rd and 4th opportunities. But remember, one of the big stats in this game has been the turnovers and the ability of the Philippines to turn those turnovers into points. They have got 22 points from the Chinese Taipei 18 turnovers. So that has been costly. Blatch. And makes the free throw, converts the three-point play. Well, you know what? You just got to dig in and forget about it if you're Chinese Taipei. Blue for 3. The veteran, 13 points for him. Romeo, oh boy, no stopping that. Cho's shot off the back of the iron. Blatch rebounds it. 5:40 remaining. Still plenty of time for Chinese Taipei. They've got to get stops. Castro shaking and baking. Bounce pass knocked away. Good defense by Cho. Here's Chen. Gets it over to Liu for three. And that time it rimmed out. Well, you got to take that shot. I mean, that's what you want. Three-pointer is not as easy. An open three is not as easy as the layup, that's for sure. Pagoy. Romeo, shot clock down to 2. He's going to have to launch it. He doesn't launch it. I tell you, Romeo's got all the moves, doesn't he? He just got it going too late there. Philippines is too early, I think, to be trying to take time off the clock. Not to suggest that's what they were doing, but how do you end up with a shot clock violation there? And what is Abueva laughing at over there on the Philippines bench? Everybody's laughing. Well, nobody's laughing now because Fajardo's just checked back into the game. And he's been an absolute nightmare for Chinese Taipei. 18 points for Fajardo. And both he and Blatch are now patrolling the paint. Pump fake. And Blatch just stood there, didn't bite. Chen thought he might get a little bit of love from the referee, but he didn't get the whistle. Shot raised, watching, three-pointer off the front of the iron. Fajardo, bounce pass, Castro. Good. Philippines are making their shots now, folks. Castro with 15 points. He always gets his points, doesn't he? Fajardo's 18 leads the Philippines. Beautiful pass to Spencer Davis. Wasn't quite able to catch it cleanly, though. He passes in again to Chen, and the defense was so good by the Philippines that it turned into a shot clock violation. I think the biggest problem they've got with Davis, Chinese Taipei, is that they play him so much they can't afford, seemingly, to take him out of the game to give him a breather. Davis has played 34 minutes. I mean, he's played virtually the entire game. Castro. And Fajardo, and with Davis logging so many minutes and having to contain Fajardo inside, that is asking a lot. And really, nobody's contained Fajardo today. Chen pulls up, 84-71, 13 points. And now if you're Chinese Taipei, you have got to get stops. They're trying to pressure in the backcourt. Almost had the steal. They do have the steal. And then good hands from Castro, knocks it over to Blatch, and the Philippines are going to get an easy one. The Fajardo two-handed rim rocker. Well, you can't help but feel for Chinese Taipei on that one. They worked so hard to get the ball, and the Philippines ended up getting an open jam. 2:20 remaining. Norwood. Blatch. Blatch gets blocked by Davis. See the good sportsmanship there from both guys. Blatch telling him good block. with a pad on the backside. Spencer Davis say, no offense intended, but this is my house. Pagoy with a little fake, and he gets in and he gets rejected. 21, Doug Creighton, telling him this is my house. Get that out of here. But he was called for the foul. Look at Douglas Creighton, just into the game, and he got some wrist. Pagoy makes the second, and really the score, I think, perhaps doesn't do justice to the way that Chinese Taipei have played today. They have played their hearts out. And Creighton launches a three. Norwood on the break, another three-pointer for him. Goodness me. How good has he been today? You've got to really tip your hat to the Philippines today. They faced some adversity. They came in here, the crowd was ready. Chinese Taipei were ready. Chinese Taipei got off to a great start. They led by 9 points. And the Philippines just played their basketball. No need to hang your heads if you're Chinese Taipei. I mean, you're just getting beat by a better team today. .48 of those Filipino points coming in the paint. They've had no answer at all, Chinese Taipei, for Junmar Fajardo. And really, they haven't been able to stop Blatch inside. And you add to that the Philippines and their ability to drive hard to the basket. And it's just asking a lot. And as good as Quincy Spencer Davis III is, he needs to have a break. You got to get somebody else in there to give him a breather. Chin did a good job, the young man coming off the bench. But now the turnover. And Abueva into the game for mop-up duty. Also, Giovanni Jalalon, who's got the ball now. He turns it over. Nope. They get it back. There's Abueva. Abueva says, I'm going to get my shots. Jalalon again. He scores. Put him on the score sheet, folks. So 22 points is the lead. This is as big as it's been all game. Davis. Jalalon now. And the Philippines closing in on win number 4 in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 Asian Qualifiers. And that means they will battle Australia for first place in the group. But more importantly than that will be to get the win, because all of the wins will carry over into that second round. You need as many wins as possible to try to get to the 32-team World Cup next year in China. Aguilar with the rebound. Jalalon holding on to it. Passes it back outside to the perimeter. Trying to get Jeff Rosario another shot. To the Chinese Taipei give Spencer Davis a breather. Chinese Taipei in the February window, they won 70-69 in Yokohama over Japan. And then followed that up with an 88-68 defeat at Australia. They are now about to fall to a second defeat in a row. And really, it all boils down to this. They must beat Japan here in Taipei in this very arena on Monday if they want to go to the second round. And that is going to be one heck of a game, especially when you consider Japan have just stunned Australia in their game today by a point. Well, the Philippines showing you why they've got a lot of fans back home. They've come and been professional today in taking care of business in the hostile environment of Taipei, winning it 93-71. Romeo had his moments of brilliance today. I mean, all in all, Philippines played well. And if they can get Junmar Fajardo to have the sort of impact on the game that he had today, I mean, you've already got Blatch, you know he's going to bring it, and they've got Castro. And then with Norwood and Aguilar, who play big and are good athletes, good leapers. Pagoy causing problems out on the perimeter. If you can get Junmar Fajardo to hit that mid-range jump shot like he did today, and also to bull his way down low for those easy baskets the way he did, I mean, it makes the Philippines extremely tough to beat. I mean, the fact that they ended up winning this game by 22 points, that is quite a statement. So the Philippines ended up 30 of 48 inside the arc, and also ended up winning the rebounding battle. They were trailing in that category. But you know what they say, defense wins ball games, and they forced Chinese Taipei into 22 turnovers. And they turned a lot of those turnovers into points. In fact, they turned those 22 turnovers into 28 points. So when you can do that, that's big. And look at that, right up at the top, Norwood with those 5 steals. Very well-rounded, excellent performance by him and everybody. Davis the third ended up getting his 17 points. Fajardo had the game high 22. Castro and Romeo. And I think you have to tip your hat to Blatch. He wasn't forcing it. He wasn't forcing up shots. He was looking to get his teammates involved. So here's how we stand. Australia falling to Japan earlier. So we've got 2 4-1 teams that will face each other coming up for first place in the group. And you've got Chinese Taipei going up against Japan in the battle for third place and to determine who will advance to the second round. That is going to be one humdinger of a game. So here is what happened today. So look back at some of the plays. I mean, this crowd was electric. This game was absolutely sensational for the fans. They really played their part. The team, the players fed off their energy, but unfortunately for them, the Philippines also fed off that energy, and especially that man, Fajardo, offensively. He was just almost perfect. when they were down at that end of the floor. Chinese Taipei gave themselves a chance with the way they shot the ball. They shot the ball very well from three-point range. Young Chin came in. They got a little bit of a fast break action. They came out and played hard in the second half. Young Chin had 9 points. But Fajardo scoring that one. Looking back at it, 12 threes fell for Chinese Taipei. Philippines, as we've already remarked, really turned up the pressure defensively, forcing 22 turnovers and turning that into 28 points. Junmar Fajardo, no doubt, will return home the hero. One of the many instances where you can see Blatch sharing the ball, and then, boy, what kind of game did Norwood have? I mean, look back at his game, and he finished with 8 points, 3 of 4 from the floor, hit 2 threes on the break, a rebound, an assist, but again, he led his team with 5 steals. And if you can do it defensively, I think that's probably what the Philippines need more than anything, is that consistent effort defensively. And if they can get that and move the ball around, look at Blatch. Took one for the team there. So, as is always the case, if you're Chinese Taipei, you got to put the disappointment behind you. You got to realize you got to rest up. You got to get ready, because in just a few days, you're going to have another big game, and that will be at home here on Monday. And probably a tougher situation for the Philippines, as they now need to go catch a flight. I'm guessing they're not taking the boat. Need to go catch a flight and go home and get ready to face Australia in what is going to be an amazing game on Monday as well. You've been watching the FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian Qualifiers. Philippines win it at Chinese Taipei. More action coming your way. Thanks for watching.